It's fun and open day. Later this year, there's a homecoming food and fun fair. And so let me take it again. This Friday, the 22nd of March, Network and Career Day. And then the 18th of May, Parents Fun and Open Day. June 28 to 30, Homecoming and Food and Fun Fair. October 19, Float and Medical Screening. November 30, Speech and Prize Giving Day. 1st December, Thanksgiving Service. And the 7th of December, Dinner and Dance Gala. Laboni Secondary School, now Laboni Senior High School is 70. La Bosco, Walk Bear, Lag Bear. Laboni. Jealousy. Minta. Machien. It says greetings to Getty Afol of Benchi Angel Lecha and Ankoma. I hear this is one of your favorite songs. So enjoy it, Getty Afol. It's from Michael Apreku to you. And we have a Chocho Mucho group here in this house. Mouse Sewaka, Victoria Cranting Asari, aka Chocho Mucho Memuna. Erica Aifa 28. And once again, happy 40th birthday to you. Welcome to old age. Mrs. Josephine Adobia Amo Asari, branch manager UBA Tema Community 4. I love you, Josephine. It's from your husband, Reverend Kojo Amo Asari of the ICGC Zoe Temple in Tema. And it says, wish my sweet love, my heart, my counselor, motivator, and bankroller, my wife, Stella Afra Caesar. Happy birthday to you, Stella Afra Caesar, from the entire family, especially from your husband, Maxwell Caesar of Nswam. And to you, Nana Kwesi in Shira Edu aka Samituga. Nana Kwesi in Shira Edu aka Samituga of Jubilee House. It's from Frederick Kuma and Wasakra Pong to you. Ayabia Fosti Moda out there in Germany listening to us. Good morning. And shouting out to you, Richard Darko of the Office of the First Lady. Good morning, Richard. And to all the guys and girls there at the Office of the First Lady, you all have a great day. And to you, I'm watching in Parliament. Good morning. Jojo Mucho. Me fita crowd me a when I'm abaha. Me pebesia only kunina minatana. Into menya waka kande kisa nana pa. Me pedo part to pana go fi minya kuma. Into tasa na shas na chas me humusi ma mon so much ade ma trade. Can say wako. Good morning, Prissy. One kifi Fernando Po. Hey, you like him, Chocho Mucho? Seems to be the favorite of loads of people. Mama Gaba, Kobe Big Tree, Mama Mama. Jealous. Once again, happy 70th birthday to you, Madam Irene Yale Atweje.
have a beautiful day, Nana Kunedu. Enjoy it. Yes, Baba Nancy, I wonder too. They finally made it.
Who are you to block my blessing? Who you be to block my blessing? Who are you to block my blessing? Who you be?
I know paying Kwami na Duncan, oh yes, Central Regional Minister Bababe Kayo. Bad one ma or Homano so. Oh no soon and last week or two more. I can't say Kwekuba Kumra. Kwekuba ya Kwami number.
Who are you to block my blessing?
Once again, happy birthday to you, Mr. Joseph Siao Ejapong of the Jospon Group of Companies.
Who are you to block my blessing?
And to you, Candy Danso from Bongo One. Enjoy your day, Candy Danso. A very good morning to DSP William Abisa of Kaswa Police Station, MTTU. It's from Nana One. Okay, Mr. Abba says here, Kwame Duncan is Central Regional Minister. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning, Chairman.
And last week, about 2 years ago, Kwekuba brand, and no sorry about also into Mamba. I'm sorry, Ben, and that's into Mambi. Now, I'll pay Bibi Abacode.
Chairman, and the Mitchell Crana, Wapam Fa, and the paying your village magazine in Channel. Mamba the paying Baku, I will come out for a bag.
I'll tell you, huh?
The dollar is dancing to reggae. So yeah, but it's one to be there. I remember this dollar wages Morocco. Yaminadum, no other. That is so of the this way. It won't buy Yamito.
Amen.
Sefa Kayi. This guy, which I'm Waba, or Ghana city. We go up with my vice president, Wako, India, Waka, to do no die city.
Now I sure don't India, you
ever said that about India? The vice president of India.
Yeah, today, BB, launch BB, keep the highways clean. Honor your body.
You, Chairman, Namandawasi. Other Kurudinia or mine, assembly, you crack a sack. Once or hang papa. I mean, I got a man paying Osinion to papa there. All the I can't back home, but you two, and put him yet to make my I want so abba. I am not said the Casapa, Nadamano, so all you got why Gina baby now one on major platforms. Why can't the now ban Janina double share? Ma oya once in akwenyi kan mod beshim wo oya omani na yenti oya nkan na ma yanso yehu wo yadim wo ha wo central region Kwami se enam akwanten ponda obi fi amanadena soreba ansa na obebo krum obodu gwe obodu achimfo obodu bankasim anmabo Kwami be modin kan fa oyin ha akwanten pondo na mawa kwansem pon otumo no kwampo giado ma odugbo ni tim po be mamukwe be ma won atini ma won ahohyehyɛ atini na se obiara ni mba ya gina ifi nkran reba edu kaswa etraka soa idu gomwa fata kakraba idibodu beku Kwame ehwe kwan ho a onye do ya fe krokra the traba de ba ekwa biara abodu bia hwefi ehwe wo fa na oye politin sashe robe ogugugu afa na afa nyina ne kwa kesi hashi wo commander hashi ayani atoy mantem yan wo esansu figua na sereko ziriko fosu kumase inchanche the same if you are reko oya praso da trado da kodunkwa the same na kwa mamike onye bibi mantom gotin o mamuni nyina highways oya da namda onye yije nti njebe ya bodo aka sesi ade ya da abugba de da no regional coordinating council yeshia ema pemfo a wo bi ya ja tum de ifide osi enyodo na ya ye ho adwuma papa ifide osi enyodo assembly ni na police commander wa maisha there every district the district commander will be on the roads to control traffic. Fire service for the one who shim Kwame Nadmo for the one who shim and can soon call be say I shouldn't think ye aquam yen sesha the tin suruta on your baby court not the flooding not that about waka samaba into Kwame Nina Yambo had Prakope the fide MMDC is our working for the past 1.5 weeks Obia Yanum to Tuya ya ye wage mapa this Friday Tina ye Tracy a quantum na in the region. Men say papa ye say makwano na ye kama at the hokama. Na bi also o man paying wakwa America. Almost one campra into the must be ye 400 years what the empemfo na nanum ahodunfo ekedurufo abofo de won Bible ban wo ba for hon won wo kware. Afi 400 years. Ya to the year of return. Kwame nti the mean nti enwu a wa 20 generation 30 generation nkeka ka ho o pere obasa baba no abohwe wanchi oyo mamuri na de our contact with the white Kwame Finfilmantom no shase nti dodo na wo baba na wa ba Finfilmantom na wo ba na wa boto adot dem onye fe nti yedi ya sise nyima first and foremost onye year of return oya fundamentally oda ya sesenya ho deba ya woto nti ono yenda ogina da yedi didume na mum bicycle so aya certificate kukwada na mfaso yi free nti flowing from that so no chere ya area the year of return oba boto ye ema tourism a watcha central region the heartbeat of tourism etume peja me bibiara koye nti mba de pay ana pese bisema no more senior do or federal 22nd March 2019 the year of our Lord.
Emrepi wa ha where the madzi are bronyi beka no why 9-day wonder. Why ye why fear 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 9. Bro Fubio, how sustainable is this?
Kwame, edi se papa na wada room. Wo free do. Obi nkasa kake no mfa no hundi.
No.
Osa na make say empem no wote. Dania maba we free do wada room igbe mutu o kaka de mam na waso de wa no de PhD there kwa madan kan abaga say free do we shall see results oye wo fa na budumbam na nwo kwa me nida I was on the ground budumbam Remember oye highways minister roads and highways minister Kwesi Akwata I'm sure one minister under the intense type of pressure was no mamuni na obia no kwan is a minister that nobody must jealous. Pressure, papa. Now, so, wait, say him. Must say, I shall contact and my contact now about cancer. No, that you can say, no bulldozers, no graders, Shasa. I can't na Mamma for Africa, see, don't put. Now, me the announcement very soon. And what we think, our urban or diverting, I call right to the road proper. Now, one of you guys are all bankano, so, but diverting to the so if you go out bank here, but for what say you fan, road in work clear, so that they will have the opportunity to tackle the main road. And the say contract and what Kwami Waba Council or Yuma, Katesi, Peace FM, Manda Wasi. A Akmapa, Bibia the TH Mandama Okoye. Namando Safron Sas, Papa, the Washa, Madame Jimmy Olbado. Now, what question here? House or Tenable? So your baby, the Makakaya, in Jordan, they are not from Wedi. The Peace FM, the audio will be there. Many people are listening in millions. And see, Muntum, my excuse tomorrow. Kwame, in between him, your better education, your better sensitization. Now, you're the Bobo there. I checked that. By a Busumuko Busme, and then Busme Basa, a quarter. We will repeat. Say if we highways not a highways in Okoya, then we'll come to the town, the roads in the townships. In Zimbabwe, today, we have been able to encircle this difficulty, this challenge of poor sanitation in our environment. Information of border. For as long as Yankupon Bamayankwa, or my parents who there, the Saturday, you begin with that man. I know here, the 9-day wonder. The Bayer, Madaba, Tempotum, Atsu. Into Bogota, what to me that's on him.
Yes, you are busy, Chi, that's an pay. But to quick, Minister, that's an pay. Central Regional Minister Kwami Duncan, I'm attending kind of peace 104.3. So, how are you? Praise. As a shout out to Chief Superintendent Yaya Isaku. Chief Super Yaya Isaku of the Ghana Prisons Headquarters is from Juan MFA Srabi. Chief Diana Lati, DSP Samuel Apio being listening to us live at the headquarters. You guys, good morning. Have a great day. Box Ayabo Nutrition.
chances.
Happy birthday to our sophomore mommy, Georgina Bonfall of Takrady from Gehe 6567. Now, sophomore mommy, you may pay. All the same happy birthday.
Chances.
Mr. Daniel Nyedwala Esari, A.K. Ogunde. Have a good one from 21 in North K.
Box on my bone tracing. Hey. Yeah. Box.
Ese na papa no wabo.
No wabo papa why you hate you cry? No wabo dem do. Why you hate papa wabo chon? No wabo, what no wabo.
Oro for yata.
Hello.
What him say na mu police beat me abecho.
Police. Kwami.
Papa.
Police here, your police then I where the police ho.
Papa.
Yes, see a police in I say make you say a crime in fin we was said and cry jina mo ensuru no. Na me there na me so we ase. Police. Me say ka ka bia na cry na ka me go fu na be me. Now the police in my family, national and Kidesi Chedi Kurumka. And within 15 minutes, you can have insurance, a job at home, 15 minutes. Opa, police no omra. Tell me what happened. I am calling my organizers. 15 minutes, one my family go police station. One day you receive them. Yes. God, you're not small boys, how? You're not small boys, huh? A crowd film, you didn't know.
Now we are being chased with stones. They are approaching us. The police are also moving away from the danger zone. Quite surprising. They are unable to calm situations. Total chaos at Old Fadama. Even residents here are also running. It's getting serious by the minute. This is very bad. Police vehicles are being attacked. Police officers are being attacked. Citizens are being attacked. And we, the media, are also under attack. We are not running for our dear lives. Oh my word. This can't be happening in the 21st century. Director of Public Relations at the Ghana Police Service is here to talk to us. We are running for our lives, aren't we?
No.
We are running for our lives.
No, we are not running for our lives.
But we are running for our lives. They are pelting us with stones. And you are running as well.
I'm not running. I'm going to my car.
Yeah, but at least you are escaping from danger.
I'm not escaping from danger.
The situation is out of control, wouldn't you agree?
The police are in charge.
How in charge are they? But clearly, we are all running for our lives.
We are in charge.
But we are all running for our lives. How can you be in charge? But we are running for our lives.
I mean, you as a civilian have to run for your life.
Superintendent Sefa Sata running for his life. He just joined a police vehicle and he's gone. Now we journalists and some civilians here are running for our dear lives.
The police station baby na ayadea megusa DC ne MPC ayadea police station na bakroma no ye bechi nipa bi amamrantie bi abomu dompse police for be miensa na ye wa no machi nipa to police station the police for no ko ho ana amrantie no kwa akoyi police ni no anam ko yi almost suspected them no na agi police for them ana em say enra kra enra BBC wo race course eye krofo akọ a mu de mu pe fans as ho sisi dan police focus stop mo no master to ebo police no ye na ebo mo ban police no ye na ebo property ho ban na say ye ti bi amoye ho ban a na efa so ba na wo yeso obi a be wadwene say police station ya chi di pa ho o de ope call police station wa ko yi di pa no a me fa o say me di Kumasi police na ba be gu kroma ya ye 1-to-1 boot to boot who say mo na mo soma ye mo asoma ma ye ne ma ye mfa nya adwuma ye ma na ye be use na no make us na make man ka ase for nko me come obia o te na say emre na Crawford take police station no it say twam police force so a mo be ye adwuma wa ha no it say mo ye adwuma no ma animonyam ba police adwuma mu enye say Kokrokoo yi mo ba jeje bribe mo ba ha now the police ba jeje bribe heart o police ni ba ha o che o ba jeje the Crawford guys o mo ni ba bro so enti se police ni so ye obi abone a o ma ya so nti na obi afa emra no e hye nsem.
Peace FM. Peace FM.
Peace FM.
104.3. Good to meet you.
Exactly 20 minutes past 9. Sampine, Martin.
Yeah, Jaminia.
Boko dear.
Krasna Dumnim Paye.
Yeah, Danyamiasi, 1 week down. Belated happy birthday.
I said, I'm so me fro now question to Krubin. That person can call Duncan's not life have been a honor.
Near Quay where you are.
But Yana, Nana Fridia, no, no, do myself, catfish crew. No, they gave me a pleasant surprise.
Oh, yeah.
That was Senko side of honor.
Oh, Senko.
Yes.
Catfish bar. Let them you fool. Run, man, run.
Santana or studio.
Now, one from catfish now.
Enima, one from more.
Make us a simple.
Nana Fredia.
I dare say one.
We look go GH1 be moon view. Yanko that or Yanko.
Oh no, you know no Nana Fredia.
But Kwami in my catfish it's one business me pede mukum.
Anu ko sia me padi no.
Me pede me catfish production.
Ogo apartment.
Oh, that be magic 20 plus be am pede me wo efutu mambo.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Interesting. Try.
I seriously want to go in the piglets.
Cray, Elias His Excellency.
No, one national youth entrepreneur we woman alone.
What's one casa? Mrashe Bejeni ujina homa Upper West Achim Adeso Derek Ohene Bequin. Open imagine.
Yeah, me just subra Kwami.
Boko de.
Oh, Basia do Madaroma.
Mr. Uhu documents we am show. When him inquire say I said when him say I
would you
I say me wrong. Yandi ayati hu fiti. Na Sampine.
Chairman.
Anra yet say Magia to say mobile coin DC for no in shame work with the home common party militia near Keke. But remember this issue of growing acts of impunity, intolerable violence, drive animate the Kobu police near Kobo Ghanaian Times reporters. How do we stop it? We're free.
Chama Medase, Yanche T4.
Yeah, Jomuso.
He said that there be a yano, no more pay and a crook. The Abana said they were kind, and then now you pay, or my boy, all the well wishes, nay, pioneering and the Bibia. So, no, I don't for Condes Bedu.
Condes Bedu, safe Yasafo.
Now, or call second vice chair, or Western North.
Into Metuamano.
Tiana, what mean to about
but more Betuaman.
What can be a man? Was it Miss Muntuaba, who you are
able to make influence.
Okay, as summer President Kanra, very insightful. A idea, I was seeing you acquire your debefaso. Chairman, and I know, and a KUSC, Mebruno Hono, students no, a court demonstration. A warm right. Constitution must say, Ubetimi, Ayo, Yetre, at the Akamasi. But the leveler, a coyano, Yena, Yetra, can say, Nanyasem Papa. Leveler, some security agencies been so on the campus, and so coyano, na enye. Eni nansa Miami University of Education I church as a church for a could be Juma Chire Jim dear asem si ye no na enye asem na nkoda ene ya mehwe social media prosini chairman asem si ye mo kutugu no so de minim enu de tika koka ene nkrofo keka say you see or no munya issues were by being as if for a BC or jump red light. The young one I was social media say encrophobia air so say wamabuna. Now question me bisa me say hey nipa yes I jump red light. Chairman Mode mo to kwan bebre. Wona mama na ni baby. Me ka say last Dallas. Ye ni madam for ba kwan na ju be na ko bomb midnight. E wa America ho. Ye do crossroads. Na traffic light no. Asoka bia ma. Eno ogina e. Na ajak. Na we so si hwe. Adia sa ko bia ni ha. Na eye community residential and commercial area no akase vehicles bebre. As I have to say one more. Say you train kakra and san e timkra to aso. Nipa no a jump red light. What the young funny say nipa fufro bi buy at that time no na odi car no ko bom kun na. Press ni ko kan ya to na nyankrofo bi susoso. No be yes I press for the drivers. The drivers wa me had the panka press be ha no. I told them be a press for actions no bro so there. Na me dia kwa kosi a press form so mobo Ghana Times reporters no. Nipa du. Boni ben kuna wo mo ye. Emra no a ye dia hye ensem. Chama general, echina ne na wotwe. On say NDC for kokun wo mo ho kumase no.
There be oman kokun mo ho. Obi and a coin this in Shiam ko treat you.
Ekobo NDC
second time Kwami are correct. Na here no yet.
Alote.
But you won't delete in view on
Chairman,
media.
Okotu tuo ekum nipa baako, epepe nipa baako. An act of impunity. Serious violence.
Kwami, obe dey do ha.
Saturday na muhun.
Finally smoked out of his hole.
Yes.
Arriving for the first time on Kokrokoo. Abdul Malik Kweku Bako, editor-in-chief of the New Crusading Guide. Kweku Machi Akwaba. Amanfo si yehuye. Kwam na dan kana ato nyuma amawa. Kwam na wa ma response.
This terrible voice of mine.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
And thank you so much.
Afisha Panzo.
Afin combat and fear so be brave. Oh, now nyama na be fie ha.
Watch out.
Man no abagana mpa because no be a win.
Na
minyim banche wo win.
Iyan pen ni yo win. But we smoked him out.
Okay.
Now, quick, my branch not to right side now.
Yeah, Matt, I'm sure they shared.
Okay. MP.
The voice, yes.
Upper West Achim Ades, our friend Derek Ohene Bequin.
Yeah.
Na ohun goose was it? Hey.
Let me don't know about Chaman Famba. Usually, you're a cure for them.
No, you are deceivers, and I want to go.
I met you as some pardon. Over is the I dare me to me track.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Nipa mienu baku na mi oni nyina mu abubu. Gross indiscipline, violent act. Echina ne na wotwe eno mo started so mbekwa kohwe sansem no mu wo court. Ohu askwa Kwasi mo lechi ho magistrate court na ho no. Ehon na wo mo de mrante no koe. NDC for bochenku ekọ ho. Ekọ wono judge no ti akonwa mu no. Echi lawyer advance amankwa or contest NDC regional secretary the last election. Hosted for close to 5 hours. So mo man nkoka asem ni bimpo. Gidi pa o. Press for bamu ansa na asem no ekọ. Say you two of the council we sing na ye ni na
politics with
but only so can court spent na meka mo so mo de na mo kopa mo judge no
e meka ba ho yam pam judge na sorry ko e
never say no nyiza
David mo na mo pam no
o yam pam no say
mo na mo pam no mo boys ko David mo boys ko ye twitwa asem ho na mo sorry ko e later e dem ko gina judge ni kwa mo ye convict you mo e fine you mo
yes ntu ya so twi ba mu ho Kwame sanya ma we se nyinara ekoso o mamu a emmoa na the psyche of especially mabnu no aye bibi asam eba na no bi ka on hwe the option of dialogue biem the nipa no ekwa akohwe eye se yenye etutrasem President here yamwa. One a call now I'm quite meeting as so civil society organizations need groups about 12 binum quite meetings beyond all some of these things. One more and form and you encounter. And yet only political say politicians are not political players and a yes and mano. But a year abro so here and none one clophobia see one more quite and ye. And now to say car a bonipa ever quite so. As some a bar who how to resolve some matters no na enya de ya de papa. Means to say as you be an agency be an adwuma yi a yemfa nche no ne nka say why ade. Bemum say you reacted to such instances and this is me a call sa level no aye di ko. One nsem no be ko anim. One mu fa asotwe ana say de be di no beboa na aye say obi so ehwe so enkoye bie no chama general me gidi say yenye saa enema no emrate mienu no driver mate no say do court
one time
no na obi argument say yebo media guys no obi anti ho asem me gidi pa say ebia police adem say especially pips for no ebia o ma take matter no up don't say processing some no eya na makwa no internal inquiry na sifonti no ya na bebre na entire emma abontin but wo mu nya hu bibia nso a wo mu emfra won.
Until the question remains, growing acts of impunity and violence, how do we resolve it? Kwame Sefa Kayi be faso sadia no.
Yeah, Chairman General, eye emra say e ba won wa yensabe so medikaka yensabe so omumu no e wo semra no no omo kan ye de asotwe a e mo bi nkoye bi ba. 2 yenso awfo yeso obi kapa o se be ma yani akoye ma ho ne be kasa kire omo opinion leaders a wo Ghana ehimfo the clergy ye nyinara ye gira pulpit so a na enye da bia ene be ka prosperity ena brana memo ye tintin na memo ye tietia na memo ye kese yemfa entufo enka enkire won sumo mu hunu. Let's set clear examples. Emo muhu hwe sa tendency e betimi a nyini ema akoye de na no esi New Zealand no if it is not checked. Nti ye nyina say the media guys mo amunye opportunity 5 days within the week uti radio so u kasa kwan for 4 hours and san was worry akopin so bi anom. Chama general wo so wodwa no tum ene wunuanom aka nyina ye de anotum nyanko yen say the opportunity na obi better radio so di mpanufate ma di media for atem no sa wana no di twada pa no sa wana no di my education or di my church nkan krofo bi etie no ti trotro mu ana ti tax mu no enkom be fa ba bi afri mu enti eye society ni nyina yen asade say emra no be ya adwuma police for be yo adwuma court no be yo adwuma yen as individuals no so afam de wo mu the media be yo adwuma school mu so a church for yeso ye wo twaka wo mu a ye be kan bi a kire mo fram
Medas Mimisa Alote Jacobs na adwen kire e was ade no Uncle
Kwame,
how do we resolve it?
and it be mamincha oye erefua na nukun Mustafa what a spinters kasapreko
What Jodo?
Mama erefua a belated happy birthday. Mukanda mi ya Kwame miche mi fifi mantu mfunyala. Asami azabe oya asamo yodro. Obi baby said is Ghana at the boiling point? You know what in Zazu? Is it frustration, desperation? I don't believe so.
Impunity, disrespect for law and order.
Because service of fracture.
Your phone is showing impunity.
Alote phone.
At the China, the saying, Kwame easy.
I'm not damning. technologically bankrupt.
Until phone has.
Phone not in a good phone.
Unfortunately,
Miss I want to damn.
Yeah,
Technically deficient.
Before the good phone.
I can trade.
Bago. Oh, yes, I'm here. Kwami.
yes, sir.
Ye Kenya the Abaza no do bade. Publicly, police ni another driver na nimate obo blue police ni. Abasama no do ba. Ghana ya encourage instant justice ama abeye part of us. You believe there mrani yegmenti will take the law into our hands. Yet in getting dama wabe yesubai. Nti look at that impunity there. Drive an enemy utum wuso police ni na washan na blows so what is your police in your small.
Hi.
There lock your ear there na helmet no dije. Nti vibration obo woni tirim basa. Well, amanfu piaka nazo amagade lack of respect for our institutions, lack of respect for our laws. Nti obiari emopia. But this shouldn't happen in our modern society. We should all condemn it. But in condemning it to no soon, Mejizi there, a police officer or the year 214. Kwami or the year 214, Papa. Was then one so I won't when they are on the road. When one task force will move, MTTD will move walk on roads. What check the drivers in Azar. The frustration these drivers go through. Why a pent up or woman the police in the Osha Moya in there a Brunica cra a man 50 Ghana waji. I was stop the drivers be also papers as the driving license also your papers are papa. Driving license. In the Aya Mage BBO, but some of the policemen too are very good. If you want human relations in terms of confronting drivers in the Nikawanaza, excellent. In the Mijisi there's the need for that kind of cooperation between drivers and police or Bobwa. Here Kenya so aposufusu I politicians now they organize your members near court demonstration bravo Brianna. Ninya they see themselves above the law because they are also part of the law in execution of the law. Indeed, they see themselves above the law. Indeed, said to former one ankasa able to make blame in the papa. But you can't driving in an image easy. Oh, yeah, then I be blame one because police in here or share new uniform. He represent the government. The government is in here, and at least the crown now or one out in the moon. You should respect the crown. But when your mom care 1982 as MBOC, what country? Police in Ibike Jesu will be nigger. No one knows a civilian uniform. Nazana, Aquanusu driving you. Or run a Cape Coast magazine. The way when the police in Nenu Agenera or Bawano Pa. Zunusu to top police in or cheap police in a bra. Or bull police in a Obiaso Mopatu. At the chim the police indication uniform or 10 each out. No, but to talk, no so driving in. No, no so driving him. No so a bra because driving in so there. Or the Nizaka police in that. Why offend the Lord? Or bro driving in more or can't driving in more or heavy police in that.
no other no whistle. Other share nenum obopo and papa be go anu ya won. But a crowd go out in onya police in be more be edin. No so drive him there watching when you know by force. Na area all boys in there was a wampin. Because when you there brenti oboy rabano call or one. Oma Makaya Azama COP Kofi Boachi Hurricane. And when the presentation was excellent. In the course of advising Ikumfuna Woyadi, he was also advising the police. And so what's there? To Momoefune to Yamasofo. And say, welcome to baby. The police need an introspection. They need to look into their own service. Na woma civilians yenya confidence won. Kwami, there's so much indiscipline in our society. I mean, I am a moko drivers wando because in the Kanu, minimum the 60s, 70s, 80s, early 80s. There, say a better driver. It's the mate Ocher Papa as an to my driver. And there was that kind of respect for drivers in our society. Then if we go to Nigeria, ma what deport one more by pet. Na you there, here roots. Suban or ya kwanu binya asesa.
Oh yeah, you Suban Nigeria for Suban.
Oh, Mama catch up Kwami. It wasn't like that. Kwami, it wasn't like that. Hey, Missy Mukade catch and maybe pa Ntaboka. Name watch a bubu crosia. So Orucho man need the day. On a Mazuko to Melbourne, Thomas Shamongo. Ne driver now Trakanum Nashani, ni dressing and ni bibiala. Highly respected. That's why they can't at the door. I'm coming, Mammy.
Me too.
Nesu ka ni choma na chi wacho wanu piasam ne democracy nya we on our road accident onsi abuhwe statistically share in the 70s 80s na fobo hwe sisiala road accidents ayenya
but allocated population numbers also is a factor. Nipa na adults, so all these things come to play.
I agree.
My question is, how do we resolve it? About kwano ni abafa. Ni aso.
Akwana abafa in there. Today me ye radio do ya yerkese. Adaba fu worry take. Apostle fu su worry take. But we need to do more, and we should start with our kids. From our basic schools. Mr. Debbie I am a cousin there. In our syllabus in the civic education, if you since you render NCC so adi ya on BB there work office where we are work of ye. They are not in the fields educating Ghanaians on our civil responsibilities. Oh yeah, there we need to equip them. We need to inject resources into that institution. They make sure that way to my igma. If he make there something about Mra. Yes. Ghana Mra and Ghana Mra ye to ma. He say ye Mra ni sisia there. Agobo police in na so minti or there come be 6 months. Ebon ayin for our fra etam achami fo epuma different kinds. No what everybody there warba pachaw.
Aba chop hala.
You Jeremy here society multi and you mean paying for as some to war and paying for over which or them ranipo your father no there and paying for over pachow. Yet your chopper the man in Banawaya Bonini Jan said to them Morgan Yabama in Brena ye Juma Yea. But just there will be discipline in our society.
The law has to work.
The law has to
work.
Some of you were UDS. Some of you were KN University.
UEW. And UDS.
No, UEW Sumorisi. And if all these products come out, well-educated people, no what about out. Not the men say me, oh, see, one year, ma. na imfa na yerko nti yama mbrani yedwuma
Mate
ye indicate yan na yehu de yenyi baby akọ de Ghana yala
Honorable Adeso, any comments? Munamuya Amanyofo.
Yeah,
but they'll be saying, how come the police are quick to stop short drivers but leave the 4-wheel drive drivers to go scot-free? Did they fear? Well, Niakwe, did they fear? And then this one says, okay, I'm not going to go there yet. I'll pay you with you.
Yeah, Roka me se medase. Na amafa kwanya so na mechia wetifu. Titiru ne nkrofo ewo important ma power station.
Adeso.
Na wo ka adesu. Ene de ne yekofa da man ne kofie sare. Afa dukufi. Akwatimetim kwadwama achia wo nyina. Na me fa nchia kese so ma yempeni ya na yeyi ni se oye Franka Tuni. Eye ye mampeni o san baby John Dramani Mahama. Nyame mana hode mana nkwatenten e mano nyansan mudo abro ya husisi so be born into a broka me asema ye ka no anopai e yade a no kwasemni ehu hia oman
mamen kan bro fu bi neti Yao Dakwa Kumasi. Yao Dakwa says, to be frank, there's no incentive to be law abiding in Ghana. It is easier to break the law if you have money or you're well connected. Exploitation of citizens by government is exploitation of government by citizens. Food for thought. Anyway, Pacho to us open.
Near ye kan nyina no, se ne ti bia no emra ho asem na yereka.
Yeah.
And as of mine no, se yan hwe bebia ese ye de niam to ne yan tutu ne yi. Na eba ko wura se obu ni suro ni oman ni mu. Na nipa bia betimi aye nia ope akosi se won pa wo hwe na ye de mra no be ye adwuma. Ehwe yan kasa ye ban boso. Efe won na ye ni won di sa ntawdi a na no kwasam na oman no ye wasem bɔ ne po. Adentia sa ya kan se obi ye police ni a no kwasam ye baby kakra ya tena da ye nko achi uko UK a wa hu police ni kura wo fere no nipa mu no sha tarifita wo soro kama no sha ne tuntum wase na obu a ayi obu ni suru a ewo suru no ye de ma wo esanse so ye ni kura hu ni wa bonten na adan na asoman ye bedu ne ye dui ni amede mi hu ni se emra ye mfa nya adwumanti police ni a oye na adwuma edikan ye mfa ono edumi bi ono ankasa no ne mra na ono akura no enya adwuma bon ne timamufu nkitahodi no ayade a akofam kura nti obu a eda ye ni won temu no hu sa ahwere titru ye hwo ni adraba fo ye kan ho asemi driver ni bia mnye ni so police ni anka onso ni obi eso e dey also because obe check no kwanzo but why ye ne na onim se ne watu a odere korokra yenye but na dwi nyina a che ne se ohia police ni na ehho asem ka de eye ketewa bi so that respect is broken. Secondly, ono police ni nso na okura mra no emra na ese odi ye adwuma no edu brea ese odi ye adwuma na amfa nya adwuma obe compromise. And as a mind social generally near Rokameye no quarese on my way say obu aye fe no bu pa emresro aye fe no mresro pa no aboyen na ye could do on my mo a yensro mrase mra be di yen na yembu emra na no kwasem e asema e humaye ezan say yemu mra na boye hu ban emma se ye nipa yi yehu ne ye a ya be ye ne nye ye gonga fi ho ayese mransem du no emransem du no da ho eyi yenten ezan say no na trosem kire say enne yi ayese ye di so nti wo ye bibi na ne mransem du no ababru a na kire wo ye bone nti say mransem du no umbu na se wo nsuro de a wo ye nipa ne awpe bia na obey den obeye as of my Ghana no edumre police enforcement of the law. We are not enforcing our laws. All the good laws in our books. Nanso edumre se di adwuma yemfa nya adwuma nka esidan na police ni a onu no kura mra no sempo se police na fum yemfa ne sa me nye ni say ni papa mu ni say or driver ni any ni mate ni besie sibam papa no wo kwam fa sibam me hwe na ya reho. You see, your mind to me no and your brain I say because police ni na oye na adwuma no or the mind to me na eye adwuma. Se wa fumpo a ye mra ne nkyere yen se so bi fuma ye ne fasa kwan ne so. Sa na se ye hwe yen police fu no so a police need to meet you be emra ne kyere na se oye nso nye enempo de abafem kakra anka ye ne de wuru akantaba ka wo nipa ne bon se wadu bia a eho hye wo brim se ne ye wo pe enne de no dem se akofam. Enti aso man no yesra ye police fu no say won fa mra enya adwuma ye Ghana fu no so ye mbu mra na no kwase ne obu ni sro ni oman mu na mi je di se ni nyina ye mra ya toto na se because onipa bia se wudi bone na mra ni wudi a kwan bia so waso ye denden se wutu sa bone ne wana muntu a unim se mra bi wo ne obeden ene obedi sara na sa onipa na okura mra no so a o se mra ne be ye adwuma no na se de ne den e se mra no no se kura no so ohwe but we nyina ani ho the policeman no on five na ho mra no fa nya adwuma ya ye nim ne ekoso ye kwan intimate true ye ne ye offend say a driver for net enko ye ma ye so ye nuanom nsentrophy die bai fa ne se me de ya me fa se fa ne se nsentrophy na afum emra ne kire wo se sempo se won afuma sa na won fa so ana we ye nipa won kura mra no a what the mra ne ye adwuma but rather no they head ni nyina no che that impunity a on my way yakom na sse senior menua menua panican aluzikan. I think we have to start from our schools and men biwa ene abufra bia office school KG bia bia obedu offense saying okunanim class when onim say read this so as a gina offense akos ade no so a os ye den o ya hoboa green so a os ko anim inti say to me kire mo wo ehu say police ni nya wo tamfo utu kwan na wo ho kirewa police ni na obisa no and he's ever prepared say oh oba kire bibia na mo Ghana then echo on my way the way ye kosu ere niema no ne ebema eniema way ensi kura be kofa mu say esese ye de mra ye adwuma esese ye de mra e de ye adwuma yentumi ntena on man mu nkoye oman a emra no ye a ne adan na ye ni bi emra ye na odan ye ni bi a ema obu eni suro kofa mu na nipa ne ye bonna emra no so ni ahoden a anase ye mfa mra no nipa ne ndi a ne ope no be den obeye police fu enye won adwuma e wo ne kwan so ye ntimamufu no so suro kakra ene obu mra yan fam na akodu se ye ne won betwe ebe ne won be kontokwa ade a no kwasemi na ne rekọ no e yo haw papa me
medasi bebre Derek Ohene be kwemra she bedwani ogina homa apa West Achim adeso na onim lawyer Kwami Kufu
Martin Gans me share that
ose men kantiru se akuapim twi na ka na honto ose honto na ore se kasan ose tell him he's not entitled to distort the akuapim twi. You and I have a duty to protect cultural heritage. Inti onko hwe twi the akuapim twi ni ye no fan kan Mati meka chere
Kwami impunity Kwami akuapim twi akuapim fanta na akuapim twi
akuapim twi
na enyima fanti won ba
oh fanti you
oh Jesus Christ
bocho
awa I never papa
fanti won mo
mpa chow if I'm making me pa chow
sisi afanti obi ni mo
can am the yatra fanti na my yatra fanti go frema
na here's one for Kweku Bako. This one is from Felix in Adabraka. He says, Chairman General, even though I admit that I love Abdul Malik Kweku Bako, I think it's about time you find a replacement for him on your show. Kweku Bako is behaving like a young lady who's taking forever to say yes to a desperate man's proposal. Tell Felix, point well noted, point well made, point delivered. This one says, today, of all we the uneducated are more than the learned in the country. The reason behind all the lawlessness is as a result of injustice from the judiciary as well. Adam Fofo in Aguna Nyakrom. It is easier and cheaper to break the law than to abide by it. It will cost you 5 cedis to bribe a police officer to drive on the shoulders of the road than to stay in traffic and burn 100 cedis fuel. It is cheaper to spend 2 cedis to call a big man to beg for you than to spend time, energy, and other resources obeying the law. That is Ghana for you. Solo Afari in Awoshi. Here's a sign for the police to rebuild their reputation and stop collecting little monies from poor drivers. Gastiman in Brekum. Let's see. Okay. We read this one. Okay. Kwame, in all of this, my surprise is how quickly the police put the driver and the mate in court on Monday, but cannot do the same to his own after the policeman physically abused the Ghanaian Times journalist, including a nursing mother. The entire police service needs a total overhaul to save the little positive image left. White Bradley in Accra. It seems our leaders there with you now are afraid to go straight to the point, that the police have lost their respect to their drivers because they take too much money from them. Samson, Franco. Abdul Malik, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yes, Diabolic.
Well, driver ne mate or policeman me video
feedback.
Of course, video no on its own kakrana me who social media.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell us the full story in terms of how that whole situation was generated. Maybe or begin from. But whatever the case might be, the assault on the policeman clearly a criminal.
Yeah.
It's unlawful and it's unacceptable. I'm not surprised the police actually or the one Kwesi court, of course. That is the normal course of things or the justice take. But the whole court only beer you being the full brief because chair driver and inmate also by all means be assured there were lawyers. Be assured there were the witnesses you may be about the police from the side. But clearly say police no share uniform or any security, state security operative or share uniform. We expect the citizen be restrained kakra because to attack him in that form is like you are attacking the state.
You have attacked the state actually.
Yes. And perhaps a little bit more education, information, conscientization and maybe regardless of police say error or commit error in that situation you don't go physically to attack because there were options so are able to adopt a policeman or work for the state error now are committing could be cured or you're difficult or you're easy. It's easy for us to sit here, analyze things in a dispassionate way, detached from the real situation and give solutions. But I'm sure that instantly in the course of hey, sometimes I know I train Kwami Oba front never hand there. I want to say deal with the situation.
Temporary insanity.
It does happen, but on a new excuse for violating the law. Into this specific instance, we drew court because we drew court. I'm the restraining so that processes within the legal framework we want to consummate. But I at times more met there. Some of these cases were highlighting the Ghana Siciano. We are almost a state of about indiscipline and impunity.
Indiscipline, impunity, and lawlessness, and what have you.
I mean, this country is relatively very stable and peaceful.
Very.
This country, we are not on the brink of any chaos or disorder. Well, this is my personal opinion. We are Ghanaian. Matra Ghana had check. I feel this country's body chemistry for years. In spite of all the challenges we are a relatively very stable and peaceful nation. That's my verdict. on the state of affairs today. I don't believe in those who are heightening that perception of total impunity, chaos, disorder, and insecurity. I don't believe in it.
Chaos under the heavens.
Disorder under the heavens.
Disorder under the heavens.
In those days, very, very deep involved. Inti damna dinati. Kwami Henima.
Oh.
Mutuma instances over the years. Mob attacks on police stations, assaults on police officers, and all the rest. But a researcher, Mutum, it take good time now and I'm a research. We will be right for over the last 20 years. But me to my aggregate Ninia and Bob Namikande, crew is on the brink of any disorder. I don't believe so. Truly, the media, and this is positive for Ghana, the last 20-25 years, but even more so this time because social media so become exposure of some of these specific instances of violence and also widespread. And it's good that we have a media, very vibrant, critical media, both social, mainstream and non-traditional. Now, such things, or can cure no church myself, or can deterrence, a culture of deterrence, you create. But I'm not ready, especially when it be a mammy statistical evidence or convincing the growing eyes of impunity to the extent that Ghana could be classified as a failed state or a near failed state. We are not. We are a very stable and peaceful country. Now, police also war citizens, especially journalists. First of all, honestly, it has it all unlawful.
Yeah.
No policeman has any business. The law doesn't empower them to do so. I'm not crying a crisis situation. Minimum
force.
Yes, I'm not too sure in this instance we're able to activate that principle. The trade journalists now, there's no basis. Until the police and official when start they will take steps.
Many already the clock say Monday. It's here.
No,
I'll say why invite Ghanaian Times journalists to make a statement, and then they will take it up from there.
Yes, and 2 levels. Minimum the police service or code of service or disciplinary mechanisms will apply. That's internal. But so Kwame Sefa outright assault.
That's what it seems like. Yes.
Yes, and it's also against the laws. I'm praying there. Young Kadaya apply only the internal mechanism to discipline these policemen for perhaps not behaving in accordance with the code of service. When the stage be sometimes or there, you should see policemen prosecuted. What's the police in now? I'm the one is free.
We're free.
Perhaps was it due to inept prosecution or what? May follow the case in Kwame, but video na me who no broma me no.
Yeah.
But court is free. Sometimes it's because evidence na esa with the court. Amba. And
Evidence.
In court, the name of the game is evidence. Sometimes prosecution, either incompetent or inept prosecution, can free a suspect or an accuser or actually seriously guilty. And it would be difficult to blame the law or the courts for that. I'm praying that perhaps the Ghana Journalists Association, the National Media Commission, and other civil society groups will support, good governance in civil liberties. Kwame Yensor, some of these cases, sure that the appropriate state agencies in Boko Court now are prosecuting you. Because for policemen to openly assault 3 journalists, what's an BCR? Or we check.
No.
Or yes, Caesarean cry. Tadene affected. She could have died. She could easily have died. Yes, I will recommend there whilst they continue or activate their internal discipline mechanisms. It's about time some of these policemen are sent to the courts and dealt with. Otherwise, Kwame, the history of attacks on police and police attacks on civilians, including journalists, admittedly, on new. These days, your media, active media, were exposed, which I say is part of the solution. Actually, the area police know how we recruit them, how we train them, and even when they are already in the service, constant reorientation. Bobwa. I think I should rest my case here.
You are perfectly right.
The police itself also. Constant reorientation. Bobwa. Abdul Malik Kwekubaku and his thoughts there on 104.3. Kokrokoo Jumedie Nauti. Na I like the way my production people wrote this one. Galamsey stroke Anas stroke IMCIM saga. Which body should investigate claims? Police, OSP, or? There are 4 gentlemen here. One of them is a known alleged galamseer. Maybe we should change his name from Abdul Malik to KG. Kweku Galamse.
We are going to court on the 26th.
Another one,
26th of this month.
Yes. Yaku court there twice already.
How na Kennedy Japan?
Sure. Until 26th in Yabakubu. Since I do the final stage, I exchange witness statements na BBA. Now, exhibits, I will be a woman. Yeah, exchange. I mean, exhibits, we could see him. Most of what will be to me. I'm doing the rules of the court so that there is no surprise elements. Until 26th, I am praying the BBA be move fast. How justice, whose justice vindicates.
For somebody with a thick skin, I want the echo court. One part.
Why not, Kwami? You should ask this question. Tell him that I've been maligned left, right, center. I mean, my character assassinate left, right, center. Ibimukra, all sorts of things over the last 30, 40 years. And I always say, look, no problems, just contain it. This one, I decided to make an exception to the rule. For good reasons.
Why?
Me started them with this case and here now my territory ni mama and also no I'm a the case I could or then I'm better radio may advocate my case. I'm very cautious, especially if I'm the one who is initiated the case in court. I try to discipline myself. Otherwise, answer na my manager better see. There are times be careful.
Yes.
But I can assure you of one thing. Obey the day.
Obey the home.
Oh, I tell you honestly, to be sweet and smooth in the court of law. That I can assure you. So I'm not commenting on that particular case, but I may comment on my board.
Yeah, sure.
Again, the complaint against Mr. Bisu. Was it the one I heard on your radio?
Yeah, and I had an interview with him yesterday morning.
Man, me knew how the interview went, but me see the last bit. And again, I'm going to be fair to him. Me discuss the substance of the complaint now. Tiger Eye are lodged with the Office of Special Prosecutor. I got the impression yesterday he was raising some issues that border on what will happen at the office. But I'm going to restrain myself and not go into the merits or demerits of the documentary. And the complaint are Tiger Eye, Dark or Special Prosecutor. But there are a few things I'm going to make clear and clear quickly. Kwami, there's all this campaign for a long time, for about 3-4 weeks now. There's some campaign on social media, particularly people who appear to be pro Mr. Bisu. Analysis refused to submit the raw footage, unedited video of where he Dambasa. At one stage, the decision was to ignore that propaganda, obviously. But clearly, no. And China, me who there, Mr. Bisu, Nankasa, the war, or Nankasa, so about were there. CID for inviting no koi in respect of the law Nanyama, which was fine, but the Chirino or appeal to Anas to hand over the raw footage to the CID, and that really then reinforced the earlier propaganda now all could go on social media, and so that they one was supporting, they came back to say, but this is the evidence, this is what we had been saying. Anas and then the tiger eye won't fire raw, and that was a fallacy, Kwame. As I speak now, in support of the complaint lodged with the special prosecutor, the raw footage now walking is there.
Was submit.
It's special prosecutor, so I throw. What throw me who said me that didn't share me pocket in the cramp. What throw tiger eye for. Okay? There won't be file mono fre.
Go pass is Kibia in the papers.
Then check Kuku broke my way. Make Galansis kidding our was.
Papers in teacher money attended.
Papers there. No, I have a personal mind. See, pickpocket. But dust.
I'm a school days. I'm over here with their cash show back pocket. That's your wages and there's a show.
Kwame.
Yes.
Okay. This letter is dated March 11th, 2019. Or addressed to Anas Arimeya or Anas Tiger Eye. It is signed by Martin A.B.K. Amidu, the special prosecutor. Dated 11th March, but was dispatched from the office on 14th March. And also a complaint against Charles Nanabenyi, Bisu, and Thomas Andy Owusu. Request for the institution of investigations in respect of Mr. Charles Bisu and Thomas Andy Owusu. Your letter dated 27th February 2019 on above subject matter, which was received here on 28 February 2019, refers. This office is ready, able, and willing to commence investigations into the allegations made in your complaint against Mr. Charles Bisu and Mr. Thomas Andiowusu for any or all suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses after it has studied the information provided in your complaint and stroke request. After the preliminary investigation, the full investigation will require the making of a formal complaint witness statement to the investigators in this office, which can be used to support the case in court. Accordingly, such a complainant and or his witnesses should be persons who have first-hand information, knowledge of the facts about which they present themselves as complainants and or witnesses to support and authenticate the materials presented to the investigators. The suspects will have the right to confront their accusers should that become necessary during the course of the investigations. Accordingly, you may kindly hold yourselves in readiness to assist this office with such persons with first-hand and relevant knowledge of the facts. Kindly accept the assurances of the special prosecutor with the highest consideration. That is where the action is. Then suddenly, Mr. Bisu discloses to the world, there the CID are friends to conduct almost the same investigations. To be fair to him, also, I'm the committee now enjoy secretary form one control CID. The CID investigate. But my brother, it's a notorious fact. Some special prosecutor somewhere February 27th, only receiving it 28th. The Tiger Eye were formally complained or lodged a complaint with the Office of Special Prosecutor. Unless the interministerial committee are telling us they were en masse when that thing happened, I don't see why they will ignore Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now we'll call CID. I don't see why. The Special Prosecutor no office, no a creature of law. Say complaint no so for lay outside their jurisdiction. in Chamia sure that one cadre they are willing, ready, and able to investigate. What I point you to the fact there about the wrongful, and to go somewhere else. And I'm not saying that CID cannot be seized with the mandate to do investigation on this, but they were not chosen by the complainant for whatever reasons. The complainant decided to choose one agency on a mandate to conduct that investigations. Why the CID on its own or prompted by interministerial committee should decide to do para investigations beats my imagination. Well, Kwami Nimdam and New Kasei, Tiger Eye are yet to receive any letter from CID seeking their assistance or cooperation.
Wait.
Oh, na complaint been investigated. Have material na investigate. And now documents in the will use. All these years, what I have known, anytime I see a Juma, Lindon is CID a Juma more than any group. Over the last 20 years, among both the documentary and the raw footage. Oh, look, make with a court judgment in the cocoa smuggling case. They had both, and they took both to the court. And the judge, in passing judgment, said, look here, I'm putting aside the documentary, because documentary now have some embellishments, and you may be church master. For instance, the judge referred to the fact that cocoa trucks cocoa bags had been packed in it, or feed like the village port for it. That was to illustrate the cocoa or the revenue Ghana. Into that the document makes that come in. The judge said street lights. We were street lights, but Bush now walk investigation. There were no street lights there. That's documentary. It's done all over the world. That is why he attached the raw footage. The judge decided, and the judgment is here. The judge decided that in passing judgment, I have put aside the documentary because of so and so reasons, and I'm dealing on the basis of the raw footage. And it is on basis of the raw footage, the judge, the passing judgment. And that has been what has been happening all the time. Suddenly, Kwame Mayeta and where's the raw footage? Hey, this is unedited video. As if it's an uneducated understanding of the issue. For propaganda capital, well, I don't think the party.
But party members.
You can say so. Party members,
or social media analysts.
Yes, I'm very precise. These things are things you don't play games with. I'm here to see any official party position on the matter. And to draw a fine line of distinction.
I agree with you.
But Kwame, for propaganda's sake, the sound bites. Perhaps it sounds good. They're out there running around. Where is the raw footage? Where is the unedited video? All those, come on. It's ugly noises.
But is noise all the same?
It's noise all the same. But I prefer ugly noises to a culture of silence. Except that we are striving for responsible speech. That's the middle ground. That is what we are doing. But Kwame, the issues I'm dealing with are not issues that border on the merit or demerit of the allegations contained in the complaint. And for that matter, to come and sit here and do the special prosecutor's work for him. But I'm raising issues there. It is surprising that the CID, even if they claim they were prompted by an invitation from the interministerial committee, won't take the recognition of the fact that this matter is already with another agency of state, which is a creature of law. My advice to Mr. Bisu is that he should find his way. The office, I'm sure, is not on Mars. Located, it's somewhere in Laboni.
But what if the officer hasn't invited him? Why should he go there?
If I were him, police D. He went there because the minister or the ministerial committee are trauma. Okay, up here on Kwame, you should wait till he receives a letter. The letter I read to you says that the accusers will be confronted by the accused. Yes, so what is his problem on radio, left, right, and center? He's telling his story now. I heard him talking about bribe taker and bribe giver. Did he not say so? Yes.
But it's his right to tell his story, isn't it?
Kwame, I'm not against him telling his story. I'm not at all. But he shouldn't create the impression that somebody has gone to the wrong forum or the person is hiding something. In telling his story, he's creating the impression today, raw footage being called baby. And then I make an answer.
Teo Binadjin, I am pleased confused by what's going on. Kweku Bako rightfully refrained from discussing his case in court. I think he should do same to Mr. Bisu. Kweku is my hero, but I think he must be fair. Not all of us are convinced by Anas's piecemeal allegations and destruction of people's integrity. Sir Gadu's in London.
Kwame.
Yes.
Have I discussed the merits or demerits of the case?
Not yet.
Did I speak Chinese?
Maybe.
My goodness. He wants me to discuss the merits. Make it the petition. I could have gone into it and tell you the portions now. Why you would have a special prosecutor to investigate. I've avoided that. What I have done is to discuss the external elements. For instance, what maybe it's a question the question you asked us is whether the police or the CID. That's the question you put before us.
Or the office of the special prosecutor.
Read it out to him.
Police office of special prosecutor, which is which?
We have been asked to interrogate that issue, Sir Gadus. And that's exactly what I'm doing. In any case, have you heard Charles Bisut making his case on air? Why is he not also waiting till he's invited? Why this selective amnesia on your part? I mean, conclude, but let me read that, because in it, I say then also I allude to it. Okay? And it's also on social media by his defenders. This question of whether the giver and the taker of bribes are both guilty. You see, people have raised it as part of arguing against Anas and asking why Anas has not been arrested. I don't know whether you've read that. It's all over.
Oh, Facebook, right?
Now, Kwame, time Anas in the judge's case in the Bible, Professor Michael Kwame, I think, second deputy speaker of parliament. This is the speaker of parliament. Otro Damazi for publication. He brought us a copy and we actually published it. Mami, just about 2 minutes to finish reading this. Maria and I have closed my case. Also, nobody, I'm taking excerpts. Nobody should take seriously modern jurisprudence, issues relating to entrapment and being set up, etc., etc. A thief is a thief. The globalized world has to meet the challenges of corruption, money laundering through trafficking, cybercrime, professional judicial robbery, etc., with fresh legal applications. Not long ago, you could not arrest a president and try him abroad for offenses against his people. Today, Ghana has a Whistleblowers Act, etc. I heard on radio an argument that he who offers a bribe and he who accepts are both guilty. I have two arguments here. If both are guilty, let the judges go and answer their charges, and let Anas go and answer his. Can that prevent the judges from being prosecuted? No. And don't you know that it is a simple practice in criminal prosecution that even among offenders, you charge the person who is the real criminal, the real underlying, and use other persons involved to secure conviction. Second, a crime comprises the actus reus, I hope I pronounced it well, the action complained of, and mens rea, the guilty mind, the evil motive. Both must be present to gain conviction. It may be said that both Anas and the judges did something, that is, giving bribe and taking. Fine. But what was the mind of the judge? Clearly, it was to unlawfully enrich himself, doing something unlawful. Of course, there is guilt. What about the investigator? There was no criminal mind. He has underlined that one. Also called animus criminis. In fact, his mind was noble, to help clear up the controversy of judicial corruption and save Ghana from the collapse of judicial system, which lead people to taking the law into their own hands, as we see today, and the disrespect for judges, including the clean ones. The laws of England, the US, India, and Ghana have been analyzed by this writer, that is him. The developments clearly favor these patriots, and no one should attempt to defend the indefensible and incur the wrath of the people whom justice emanates. India has made great progress in this matter and provides protection for the informants through detectives, so that even if a person enters into a conspiracy, but for the sole purpose of detecting offenders and bringing them to book, she cannot be called an accomplice. Such a person is a mere informant, and her evidence may be accepted without collaboration. The law protects persons, quote, who have joined in or even provoked or instigated the crime as police spies, quote unquote, quote close. It's here.
Mate, better me suggest 2 questions.
No, maybe Kwame, like the last one. Also, in the US, jump on. Also, yes, in the US versus Russell, the court upheld a conviction for manufacturing methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine.
Thank you. Even though an undercover agent had supplied some of the ingredients. If a person is predisposed to committing a wrongful act in any event, no amount of entrapment will ensue to his benefit. In the Ghanaian case, it is worthy of note that some judges refused to be entrapped and chased away the possible entrappers. Notably, this led to the subjective test in entrapment cases. This focused on the state of mind of the entrappee, the person who claims to have been entrapped. If greed clouds the mind of a judge and takes money, yams, goats, etc. to prevent justice, he cannot turn around and invoke his devious mind to take any legal advantage and be set free.
Yeah.
On the whole, when a criminal-minded person is ready and willing to break the law and commit a crime to enrich himself, there is no entrapment when an agent merely provides a favorable opportunity for the person to commit the crime. And bottom line, Kwame, I've said this over and over again. 95 to 100% of our national engagement, before even the idea comes or the process starts, is because there is a perception or there is information from people who have been victims of those instances of crime. And then what there was an assemblies or children's home. Mofonomu Widsban would Wakoton wa papa. Emma mentioned were broom in Kofono by heart. BBs were mental home. Doctors now and workers now who will medicines in Yama. You must have some idea. The BBEC, Judge A, Judge B, Judge C, over the years, in Kofoba reporting. The damage ojiska damage dam no ye dam no. Now you can't just go out and stand on radio and say it. So first of all, he had a list of about 10 judges whose names had been brought by victims. Some of these victims are even afraid to go public. And they are ordinary people, Kwame. So now what you do, you set up the project. It's like this 10 judges here, victims, see the names are they are targets for investigations. Now let me add about 10 more and see if indeed all these perception, rumors and things, gossips about them, or a true and not true, and sana enter. And sometimes some of the people involved in the case, the defendant or the plaintiff, and then the lawyers, and then the court staff, you look at them and you see which of them you can recruit. You see, I'm doing too much disclosure. But
we leave it there.
I'm doing too much disclosure. But anyway, there's an uneducated
revealing some procedures
understanding of the process. So the man already there's out there the information, and truly the thing the people are informing him about are happening. But how do you prove it?
How do you prove it, for example, in that Charles Bishop, and also Scan was a man, no Oyada, Uncomodim, worry or you, Church, worry, and also Chairman want to me say, Yanfei more.
Now, tell the special prosecutor that I will not comment on that, Kwame. You are going to make me violate my own principle.
Also, your party
because if I do comment, I know what the petitioners will tell the special prosecutor.
Okay.
Based on the evidence available to them. I know. But it would be so wrong. It's in America that I will not discuss the substance of the petition and the merits or demerits. I won't do that. But here, Charles is doing it. And Segadus didn't hear that one.
Leave Segadus.
I mean, you're cautious, careful, and restrained, on the Segadus sitting. And then he makes it look as if, I'm behaving the same way Charles Bisu is behaving. No, I was very careful.
Have you asked the president that he should stop shielding people like Charles Bisu? Because it's reported quite widely. What's the Kweku Bako accuses Nana of shielding corrupt appointees of government?
Me a journalist. In him there, me one principle. I do no peer review of media reports or fellow journalists because I might turn out to be a hypocrite in that sense. In the sense, I may try and make mistakes. Over my 30 or so years. I started journalism in 1979.
So it is possible that your stand on Anas you could be making mistakes as you go along.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, just...
I've worked with Anas for how long? I virtually trained him.
I know.
I know my boy. Okay? I know him. I'll stand up for him. I'll vouch for him. Because I know him. He will not mind me say he's my boy. He's no longer a boy, actually. He's even more famous than I am.
What if he has misled you?
Oh, impossible.
Why not so impossible?
Impossible.
He's misled you.
If Anas has a challenge, if he thinks he's made an error here and there, I'm the first person he will tell. Say, sir, this. For from Bombay, I'm from you. Because he's no longer a kid. He's a big boy, big man, more famous than Kuku Bako.
What if Ori Bibi mislead you to get you to do this?
I think he would never dare do that.
How sure are you?
Oh, Kwame, he wouldn't dare there. He wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare.
You trust him very well.
I do trust him. Look, me a lawyer still. You give me enough. And you come, you know that. That's one of my weakness. I'm a loyalist.
What if he's playing on your weakness, Kweku?
So one day it will come out, won't it? And he knows what he will lose. So he won't do it. Look, I have to be honest with you. Me trust him. Me can't be a saint or a perfect. I'm a saint.
Well, I know you.
You know where my weakness is.
I know, and we'll leave it there.
Yeah. Adam and Apple.
Not this morning. It's too early.
So, but Mamenya, very clear. Mr. Bisu will have the opportunity to defend himself at the Special Prosecutor's Office and possibly at the court. I don't see the big deal at all. To be honest with you,
Minjim, two messages that may excite you. One from Samuel Brian Boabing says, didn't Anas and Tiger PIPI petition more than one investigative body during the number 12 expose? Anyways, on a light note, Mr. Kweku Bako has been using intellectual protracted intercourse and premature ejaculation for some time now. Can he translate all of that to chi or ga? He's confusing quite a lot of people.
He asked me a similar question on his wall.
Oh, I see.
And I like his sense of humor.
And then this one from Chief Binding. Please welcome Senior Kweku Bako and tell him, I personally have missed him. I want to borrow his ejaculation word and insert it into his own submission about those making the ugly noises and deliver a political baby on the subject matter by next week. So we tell him to be on standby. I am enjoying the show in one corner.
Brian is stating, I didn't answer it fully.
Yeah.
Because he raises another interesting point there. Didn't the Tiger Eye group petition the numerous groups near the man?
Yeah.
They did.
He says, I should tell you, yes, I am a fanty.
Oh, interesting. It's in a sense of humor here today, Ed. I think we have a friend there. Yeah, Kwame.
Yes.
They did. But in this instance, they petitioned only one group.
Okay.
Only one agency.
Special prosecutor.
Yes. So we'll petition CID. Next special prosecutor. Next CID invite Charles Bishop. Who would complain?
So it's case by case.
It's a simple matter. They use their discretion and petition the office of special prosecutor. That is where the key is.
Tell him that I said I am convinced by what he has said. Masresa, ugly noises indeed. But I like your new name for him, KG Kweku Galamse. Loyalist for life.
I'm dragged to court for contempt. But that's okay. That is why the place to cure that is the court of law. Here we laugh over it. On radio, on TV, the base coffee shop or anywhere else, you come and you say Kweku Galamse, we laugh over it.
Greet Kweku Baku for me. Tell Kweku Baku that in spite of everything that he has said about special prosecutor, Manchester United will soon be 6th. Nana has your jury.
He's another guy who's he's also been dealing with me. After 2 days ago, it was a comical nonsense. I had used it on Asampa. So he came and said, go back home, can't tell Charles where to go. Let me say free speech. Long live Ghana's democracy.
And also catch the comical nonsense.
Yes.
And you used it first.
I used it first. So he put it there. It's fine. You see, the mean they are container. Kwami me container. Yes, really, it wasn't libelous, it wasn't slanderous. Yes, the young man wanted to give me a counter punch. I've received the punch, all right.
And you received it as comically nonsense.
You did a punch from Sampine.
Sampine. Now, has the CID requested the raw footage from Anas? Chairman General.
They haven't.
When I was pushing for Mrs. Charlotte Osei to be sacked, my editor-in-chief, Abdul Malik Kweku Baku, was also defending her. In spite of this, he never doubted my loyalty to him. And his trust in me has never wavered. That is what it is. Gordon Asaribedi Akun.
It's true. Huh?
I remember that fight.
All out against Charlotte.
And you were all out for Charlotte.
Damage, both on radio and television, on any newspaper.
ABC.
Occasionally, I'm a friend. Let me say, look, let's compare notes. We debated, we argued. Let me say, fine. You are entitled to your position. And never for one moment can they stop it or even leave my paper. No way. You can't do that. That's not how you grow young, determined people like God in them. And my brother, we're smarter than us. Say, baby, I won't fee by, baby, I'm telling you, don't underestimate this new generation. See, I mean, many problem with those things.
Tell Alute.
I'm capable of rebutting and defending myself. I'm damn capable of doing that. Ask
Alute Jacobs and Kweku Baku what happened with Wolves. It looks as if Kweku Baku has refused to talk to anybody at coffee shop since Saturday. Jimmy.
Miss, I'm not talking football. That be sending me some postabi. Autism. Let me say, my man is one line. Me say, I'm not talking football until further notice. Also, don't worry, we'll talk for you.
Please ask Kweku Baku whether he remembers apologizing after being misled that Tiger Eye collaborated with the BBC on number 12 expose, Gideon D1.
I was not misled. What I had said was that BBC were co-sponsors. It turned out that they were not co-sponsors because you know what sponsorship means? It means they paid some money.
Yeah.
I was wrong there. Nobody misled me. I came to that conclusion because I said I was dealing with the BBC for now. They came to me. They are now working for BBC Africa Eye. Not the mainstream BBC, but there's still connection. So what I cured, the correction I made was to the effect that there was no sponsorship from BBC. That's different from talking collaboration. At the end of the day, BBC will show Yeah, and you know they issued a statement, the BBC Africa Eye, they issued a statement saying that they worked with Anas on their project. So the problem was I haven't jumped the gun to say that sponsorship. Strictly speaking, I was wrong, and I retracted and apologized to the good people of this country. I have no fear retracting and apologizing.
Yeah, especially when you engage in intellectual and premature ejaculation.
Yes. Intellectual masturbation, all that. My mistake, perfect. In this age, Kwami.
Yeah.
There are many times I've committed errors, some grave, some very light ones. And each time I've been called upon and I've been shown evidence that you were wrong, the first thing you do is to say that, yes, I was wrong.
What if you refuse to admit?
Have you heard me do that before?
No, I'm
Media
just...
Commission, when we were wrong, it will be so. They wrote to that effect. First thing, we are a mistake, straight away. My order retraction and apology. It's a record we have at the National Media Commission. The Crusading Guide and the New Crusading Guide. I have no fear for that. When you're problematic.
Let me take comments. But this one says, okay, G. After your long holidays and rest, you still say position. Oh.
Oh no, I can't change. Fortunately, propaganda the way change.
Propaganda the way change.
I want to I'm change.
Linguistics were friendly fossilization.
On change. It's too late. It's too late. Look, there are many ways I find difficult. First, na me conscious. Kwami. Why am I conscious about those
position?
See, Kwami on change.
Position the waka.
Call me grave.
But don't worry, your grave is not near you yet.
Another 30 years.
Very good.
By the grace of God.
Amen. You go like Professor J. Chinkiti at 97.
I mean, sometimes you're vegetable or you.
But a vegetable be at the last 1 month.
The only thing that you've been one that actually you can. Kwame, it's a vagina. Dear Pulibio. Yago Bosin, Chamabaka said, you're blasphemy.
Pojoman Casa. Oh, yeah. When you hear that?
Why you grab
Why did it?
Chop me stay higher on my mind.
Also, there be our navy.
In your. Just an awesome. Honorable Derek,
me pay me in 93 years.
Yeah.
As a madi mo ye man muzumen.
Any comments for your poke? Yeah, fine. But apart from the Kwekuka, MPP NDC officially agrees. Some Obekasa. Quick comments for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I still want to comment on the. Offense and
please feel free. Go ahead.
Yeah,
please.
And of course, when you bring man penny, this high by say, we all supported it. Make Kaipa on radio. I spoke for it. Yeah. And the formation of the intermission. He was someone that I liked. Okay, although no MPP man, but me the presentations and it's sending na all defending now all both me dealing with the runa. Man can't me your trophy. You see, but I did a better one, a better. This question has to say, Yevanko, friend saying, special prosecutor's office, and I say, yeah, CID. No. And that's making the case. Baby, or no for say, ye no, they come. And I'm ready anywhere. Me jadi says, you say, some more baby, or the baby, so any state agencies. No, right. I'm very sorry, Abraham. The first time I saw my colleague, Nenia Echoes, because Bibia undermine new Mampeni and Unkutu, we support a Mampeni in trying to cure that Galamsey issue. I've been, I said this is Brakame. Upper West Akim Adesu, Galamsey Niho. Minimum says the only Achim district, Yenibi. I'm sorry, I'm an Apanajubi. Na minya cause nkofo de mfidi bia begu mi nsu bisu ayensu e wo krobie fro akim breman e bo anopa be no nson na many police for di ho. That's the first time I saw that champagne yeah and no one she ba ko nsu no so aye kutu ni nyina de bai enye se me hwese yentumi ntu sa na mo na nkene akim breman nya no akrodua takrase nketeden into mampeni di by na na adwumadi a menua be ma na di no aya na your how and pay no yes I'm not judging, but what I want to say is you know se menua no susu say o wanu yi bi na ni mebi anko ye se nea video na be kire no a baby on be friend of anko you shouldn't be me tie no nra programs no in fact me anya me de na say ask what I saw the raw footage be ko announce of anko there who dey asem who ya frɛ those who are prosecuting, they know what to call for and what to look for. Okay, let's all try to defend what was implemented. Now, se kobani se ono ampare jedi woni mu a wo mo peke no as the regional secretary by na we on makwan me say I don't want to draw conclusions. Any comments on radio no me to me it doesn't help.
Okay. Charles.
Yeah, it doesn't help. At times no ebe wa jeng say wuri ye bibia eye wuri ye bibia be boa mo so na wow. Let's leave it. If you leave it, when they call for the video, the full or raw distance, they will call for it. It is left to the investigators to decide what material they need to make their case.
What if he feels my line? Yes, one can say
if you feel my line, you wait when the case is put before you in court, then you clear yourself. That's what the law says. Okay, it's not trying to the person who is making the complaint. No, over trying to say no, you know, everyone. Manage mistake, monafa technically. Never to try court.
But you know he has a right to issue.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah. Of course, the guy he can also sue. Which I say, yes, Anna, Jumedino Mampeni by no. Yemu yet to nasi or your Mampeni and Nemusini was so. He's a presidential staffer and the secretary to the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. Okay, some of the comments Yemu Busi and JG I ever try about judges here. Okay, we had then say what the film featured the mount, say walk to the mount. What the man wet you near we and soon actually. But I'm sorry for him because who be not also a very good me or be a manager no machine once on a program and then I program paying. I'm a person now OC a fan who fire and name of. But on this no niabano mesreno. The best thing ever born is only di or wakasa onka no not to try to pointy holes into the procedure and nippon of the kono. So be the Kwami biso or the wasam kotu baby. Nanya ori no kure nya wona boawo. So how are you questioning those things? Are you now the policeman to appeal to announce to bring the raw footage? Enye juma. Enye juma. If the police CID funa won so say no Office of the Special Prosecutor yes ejuma is a state agency mandated by law. Aye nyina agiatum na omode ko. Sa na CID for no so ni odi koma won di koma won who say asam go yakọ nentia Interministerial Committee so e decided on meko CID but not to add up to what is currently at offense OSP no is up to them. But sa question no say nkwa no enyo bia na ye ni hu me say ye be say we na fankwa and one fankwa or the Office of the Special Prosecutor material bia per the letter that my senior brother kakan ohano edwuma bia Office of the Special Prosecutor be no obeye no here bia na obebisa obeje same say CID different person on pursue on the same angle or on a different angle whatever material that they need to prosecute the case or to investigate the case they will call for it and it be straight no ebeye man say onya ahoboa fantifo no work what aka fa batro ho do an akotro ho and you know onya is ade na me say he's somebody that like me say obi bibi say as ye ni pay at times you want to sympathize with people, you want to empathize, then uyemu a esi uyemu anka nipa no ye ni pay no ofimu anka yi. But it's very questionable some of the things he's coming out. He shouldn't do that. Or any right, I'm not trying to say mechanical aboard yem. Nemu never dead dear yen na ye hunu. Edi baby ha enye raw footage uko raw no saying be sit there nia kakra na ye hu ni de well obi ehu say nipa no defend fitiri so what defend to krum so what ye den de no weji na wunje ni so wo ye den kasa be na okay we heard we saw it
and we liked it
fantastic that's so let's leave that to the courts. Yeah, now what questions had the OSP and CID as to material. He cannot call for material mad investigators and yet Juma. He's brilliant. He knows more than what we are saying over there. He knows to say and yet or not said it or no as Obia Yako report no. Say over training police for and now investigators and Juma.
Any other comments?
Agagaga anazi ayeske kru agagaga obogo kenya machine obafa enwune ne FBI fu na CIA wo dem robot machines ayede kakraka ne ketu na azi ndi o de gana fu yewe onya di before Udo nasa ade o nemi
o start in man we this you know by me spell because anas na be ya
elephant of the school to my azamato Kwami
alade
dem ofoso ampofo sami jemfi kweku bo ahin charge Kwami afujo amazo mama Ghana police in there. The main charge here was when you walk or court you. Oh yeah, it's unnecessary. It will rather build tension. the a national chairman of the largest opposition party in Ghana. Na share the propaganda where you there when you want to court, blah 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 blah. It will not help. Yeah, Yasha politics I see several times. No, I there selective as the justice now. It been more is one caution, one you want court. Ne been more is when you want court. Nina, current political as woman. There's
my examples to help us.
Oh, more example. There, I can research. Get your good research. Maybe this is not unnecessary. Doing look, you can even caution them or police station. If you food for thought, I'm very serious on this militia issue. Kwami, you know my stand. Now, my advice is my party for there. More on one and one. Because look, this country will never forgive politicians if the issue of militia will create any kind of anarchy in this country. No politician should be allowed to run away. Not at all. Yeah. Say MPP for a throw, one chair venue, one chair baby Woshia. I believe that they are coming with sincerity, and that is what I talked about last week. Mr. It's a matter of sincerity and commitment. Now the ball is in our court. We should hold it. Say, any doubt to be allowed, I will be very cautious in whatever dealings you are to deal with them. Be very cautious. There, eat to them. But so far as there, we are against militia, party militia. These two political parties should be committed to it. NDC should be committed to this issue of disbanding militias. I'm Masamin.
Chairman, Medase. Chairman, my starting fee Galamse Asem no so. Na you heard be the beko. Charles Bisiye, Madame for power, you mean your bibia. Now, Asem na ye come, especially Honorable Derek. Said, "Oh, Kampuma, just with difference." There be one. Nipanwa Asem ne fa no ho no. Waka ache wiase nyina say, "Oni fo, oni masem numu." Inti Asem ne ba no, oso onu ankasa, or step aside, inti ye investigate. Mrabia ni Ghana has so baby sa police ni ana be catch investigative board be say document be say almost kan ke beboa. So he has every right to tell say be say yenya video no. I also have questions because so will be able to piece it together no enya effect be it's any panel say you for the raw footage on cut version umra. Even per letter kwaku kanche no office of the special prosecutor or no ankasa say to wo say asema person bisa evidence bi a person wo the person wo bia no the office no ebeboa are relevant to the issue enti obisa there's nothing wrong with that eto sibium CID wo mu yo adwuma office of the special prosecutor eye na adwuma. There could be some collaboration, but because I said, "Binya say who say announce no the letter no the request no coin and I'm koye but submission ma on letter office of the special prosecutor at the back knowledge say one much run BBC no mom reply say no and your public knowledge so kwaku kind ha mean can be letter no so how so ne CID any collaborative yibia no a better CID mpon say asem say e de anim. It is an interministerial committee, no. I can't just say, let's investigate that point. I think it's also in the right direction. Until anyway,
interministerial committee, no, were they aware, say, complaint to call special prosecutor?
I cannot tell because that's why I'm
Was
saying.
it no public record?
The public record. That's why I'm saying. The letter that you read, make letter can on your public notice. There, one more letter be acknowledging the fact
complaint. What they call special prosecutor. It's all public or a news. Ibiati.
Oh,
Anansi.
Mansi.
Okay.
Mansi.
Fine.
It was all over.
Mansi.
No, that's
But it was all over, Mansi.
No, wada.
No, Mansi. Chairman, I know they are young friends. When I'm in Yane NDC, vigilantism,
militia, vigilante, hooligans, vagabonds, criminals, thugs.
Problem with the militia tag.
In fact, me cry, I do. I
have a problem.
But they are hooligans.
Okay, obey me, I can say.
They are vagabonds.
Maybe you
they are
want to put
thugs.
it in that manner.
They are thugs. They are not vigilante.
Before I make Kohono,
militia and cry, I know what she do.
Sami Jenfi.
Is that what your point is? Yeah, I know what she do.
Court. And I pray for so much charge you or court. Allotesi a detention beba.
Or say, officer and care caution or money jam better because we be creating necessary tension.
First topic I am discussing
charges no.
For conspiracy and
attempted kidnapping. Conspiracy. Yeah, 2 charges. They be reduced to 2.
Chairman.
Yes.
Your statistical impunity assemble table you so it need 30 minutes. Say a near my Kosua and Crofo a mumbre or Ghana. Yenina ya offer suggestion say Yamwa memra nye mani niso. Yam penufo a ye di animu no. Won we di achi no ebesua ya namon. No muso etu etietiam. Inti say asamaba na press for your investigation no mususu say asem no yen kan baby a.
Okay, conspiracy to commit crime, to wit kidnapping, and conspiracy to commit crime, threat of harm, owing to the contents of the leaked tape.
This official?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm praying there.
The docket on the case has been sent to the Attorney General.
I'm just reading there why you homework here. Because check Kai can in Japan the case.
Treason.
Genocide.
Terrorism.
Abadi. Later, we reduce it to routing Abadi. So sometimes the competence of prosecution is critical in how cases turn out in court. That's all I will say. No further comment.
Chairman, say you can't say no ya mo an kwosua. Nipa fufron so be the be chance na did as someone emfata ebeba. Nti anu so ya emfanto ho. Na nhyiamu no ye as a political party ya tro NDC. Ya say won mo akasampo ma ye mre ani baabi on fi se beboa wo. Yanka say yankohia wo ayi dan kanso. Yanka baabi sa ye di ya to ama won. We kire say yankasa ye gitum say dwumadie no ese baso na boa Ghana for. And some akukoso some me can say 1992 ye bi wan babu ya obi ana onye agent emma party no o je sutro ni bi no gina nchen o baby a won ko chiriponi atuo tutu ye ebinum atuo no kan o mu no o nye party supporters o ye pastors salute let's be very honest with ourselves. Oh please let's be very honest with ourselves. I'm no.
Internal party.
But somebody was shot. Somebody died.
I agree.
What I'm saying,
the president, as a result of Ayawaso West Wugon, president has come out to say that this man party militia.
Can say we mamen come say asuma make in there asuma osi obia asam fan ho directly was affected. That's what I'm saying. Obi janchen oko go watch pony why a rally obia to bullet ni bi akan and pellet ni bi akan. That's what I'm talking about. That's the worrying situation. That here you know dear but what can I say you consider there if we do not solve this. Politicians say Ghana nyame onfanchen one can no ha na some make there or that hinya yetu anamon because innocent persons are usually caught in that fracas pedem mekan wa bodu say white the man
why past tense
pedem more no past tense
chirpon here past tense
na presidency ayawazo party until the report is made public and is known there when our career and where party mabia I still hold the fact that it's national security operatives. So we are fast and not.
One more card, national security.
Chairman.
The commission.
Yes, sometimes
No, the submission by the NDC.
But the commission proceedings in Wakanda party.
Was invisible forces are national security. You were incubated in the room.
Then would let me report. Have patience.
Okay. So, Chairman, a deal saying, near Bois, it's your best tray. Yɛfa kumapa enkum ɛnyɛ sɛ wode adeɛ ma me wodun sa bonkum de ma me na nsani fachiwachi na woji asiakɔ ɛba ne saa de a ɛbɛyɛ waste of everybody's time ɛmma ose ɛmma obiara ɛmma obiara afei yɛnye politicians eni ebia memaka mɛsa kan biem yɛn ankasa politicians ɛtɔ de bia yɛ ne yɛn nsɛm ka bi ɛne de yɛnya senior journalist bi no so kaka ho no jama yɛ hwɛ yɛ bedroom order
am I exempted? Let I'm not exempted. Why a general statement? I'm not, look, I'm not exempted. Maybe what I be a mismarker.
Chairman, maybe no the voting populace, I heard just a kutues kakramon and some were kotwa bayi president member of parliament. And he say a futu
answer
this I'm sorry.
Now Chiban is being beside the Charles BC is also an Angolian Nameka. And then Okuku Seku Kwabnapoku says, please tell Kwekubako there's a new movie I think you should watch. Wolves of Coffee Shop Old Trafford is showing us Silver Bed and Accra more. Silver Bed, Accra and West Hills more. Wolves of Coffee Shop and Old Trafford. It's a new movie.
Angola and Wama Make as yeah, one of our mates and our housemate St. John's House, Kumiakasi, and Absunian, any that way from ya.
True.
Absufu, you lose a family, they lose a fancy. I wish
Absu action quitting.
Action quitting. Abokota in the action.
Program radio, my Memin Crawford war, Kwaba in the Upper West Akim, and Ray went to
Chim Upper West Akim.
You are writing it. No. It's on Upper West Akim. Say Achim. And I are brothalizing the Ashayan books.
But Achim, you may cannot.
Okay.
Chabajana, I don't know Coco, Meccan Cow.
Only nature make Achim. May a broadcast teacher. Ora Sam Yaboa.
Yeah.
GBC Sam Yaboa. So we knew. Now Kase Akim. Hey.
Chairman, what can
I say? I Achim. Na so canon. Also spelling Akim or Da. So pronunciation Achim Da.
Achim Da. Yeah.
Oh, Dama.
Yes, Achim Da. The O becomes silent. If you are pronouncing both together, is Achim Da. If you are pronouncing one, is it
correct one?
Yeah. There's nothing like Akim. It's Akan Achim, and there's a story behind it. Yes.
Newscaster be. What kind of could be a here? Okay, not referring to here.
And then quo.
Well, we need to know the Goka. I hear
went to me as you want him. Young Wachna and I want outdoor no I walk in the Upper West Achim to the
I feel now, there's only one a year, a person or Yamaya Kwekubako. One starty bay in Pacho Brantem. Say ultimate do her at least
the fire.
Old folks are going to make change in name.
What's there?
What money true of
Aponja way in one side.
Alote. Wolves are back on Hondo.
but you better wolves are
So wolves no work old fox
No football until
John
further
you
notice.
go back and elite.
Abdul Malik Kweku Bako, Derek Odro MP, Alote Jacobs, the educated fisherman who is a social commentator with strong leanings for the NDC. Sampan is the secretary of the MPP for Ashanti.
Why you move on?
Joe phone.
No, my better mobile one school now church.
Why
move phone on you go phone?
Why did I alarm clock?
The same brand.
Why do alarm clock?
No, my phone was working.
How to manipulate your phone.
We've done our bit. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I don't know what kind of day you're going to have, but I wish you well. Entreating you to keep your dreams and hopes alive. Thanking you for joining us this morning by ear, voice, and text. My name is Kwami Sefa Kayi. You're tuned to Peace 104.3. Make a date with Kofi Kumbilson after this. And the next news broadcast at 12. May your day be blessed. I leave with my prayer for you. If you have a Bible, look in the book of Numbers 6, 24 to 26. That's where my prayer is. And when you stop to say a prayer, say one for me too. There's a tough world out there. God bless. Good morning.